And we're back in for another email. This one's from Fresh Wax, and he's asking two questions. One is how to remove seats to do a full interior detail, and the next is how to simplify the detailing process. So, with the first question, how to remove seats to do a full interior detail, I have never and probably will never remove any seats or items from an interior or exterior of a car because that becomes a liability. Imagine if you take off the driver's side or the passenger side, and then later on that day they get in a crash or something happens for some reason, whatever reason it may be, and they want to point fingers back to you because you didn't torque it down correctly, you didn't install it correctly. And if you don't have the proper insurance and paperwork for that, then that's just putting you in a lot of risk. So I would not remove anything whatsoever because I don't want to have that responsibility. Now, I have had customers say, "Hey, if you come and I remove the seats, can you clean around the seats and underneath the floor, underneath the seats?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. If you want to remove the seats and you want to install them once I leave, then by all means, I can definitely do that. But I personally will not be removing any seats. So before I get there, if you want to remove them, that's absolutely fine with me. And once I leave, if you want to put them back in, that's absolutely fine too, because I'm going to have the tools and skill set to reach just about everywhere around and underneath the seat. So I personally don't need you to do that. Now, it does help depending on the seat, the type of car, but do you have to remove the seat for me to get as much as I can? No, it's going to depend on the spill itself too, or whatever you're cleaning. But is it absolutely necessary for you to remove the seats? Probably 99% of the time, no, it's not. So you have to put that on the customer, saying if you want to remove them, by all means remove them, but I don't want to take that risk because anything can happen. Then you can point fingers at me for not doing something properly, which I probably did, and you just want to point somewhere. So I would just avoid that altogether, and I would not remove seats unless they're doing it themselves. That'll really help you out, and I'll do that for just about everything. If they ask me to change the cabin filter or like do an oil change or something, that's a liability or risk that I'm just not trying to deal with. So I'll just kindly decline, explain why, and just keep on going with the detail. Next is how to simplify the detailing process. Now that's kind of a vague, generic question, so I'll kind of reply to you in a vague, generic question too, and a generic answer as well. And that's basically you have to get if you're doing a interior engine headlight restoration, a cool thing to do is just in your head, just list out on paper, list out all the steps that you're doing. So literally just close your eyes, picture a type of car that you're working on, and step by step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, list out all the steps that you're doing. This is, if you're mobile, you get to the customer's location, you get out the car, you greet the customer, you go back to your car, you get the items, you inspect the car, you set up, you inspect again, and just list literally, as boring and mundane as that sounds, list step by step on what you do, as granular as you can get. And then you have to visually picture that in your head. So you want to close your eyes and like really think about what you normally do on a specific detail. And it'll take a while because the visualization part will take you quite a bit of time to make sure you're going over all the steps. Or if you have pictures of you documenting a car, just go through those pictures and visualize what you were doing before and after to see your progression throughout the detail. And then just write all the steps out. And then once you write them all out, look at it and say, okay, what steps can I eliminate, or what steps can I move faster in, or what steps can I combine to be more efficient, so where I could take a 4-hour detail and finish it in 3.5, or take a 3.5 hour job and turn it into 3.25, and just see where those bottlenecks are in your process, in your detailing, to save you a lot more time. Now this can be because the way you're moving too slow, you don't have the proper tools, you have too many tools and it's clogging you up. Like maybe the setup time is taking you so long because you're taking the full shop. So you really want to see where you can play with your process and see where it is the bottleneck is holding most of that time. Because I'm telling you, if you haven't really optimize your system and detailing your processes, then there's a lot of bottlenecks in your details where it's just eating up time, and they're going to be like small pockets here and there. It's not just going to be like one ginormous section that's killing all your time, but it'll be like 3 minutes here, 7 minutes here, 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, and if you add all of that up, then you're eating a lot of time out of your detail. So as I said, list literally in granular steps, everything that you do, look at it and say, where can I do some edits in this system where it's gonna save me more time? What do I have to remove? What do I have to add? How do I move? How fast? That's gonna add a lot. That's gonna definitely be very beneficial to you. So that's another way to really simplify your process by just visually looking at what you're doing and seeing what you can remove, and then obviously at the detail actually implement those practices that you made. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Leave your comment down below with some wisdom, leave some feedback. Go ahead and check the show more box down below to check out to start or grow your detailing business, and then I'll see you on the next video.